toxic alert. Are your foods poisoned? Reports of crops getting poisoned, guys. Check this out.
I was devastated. Fear, for one. How am I supposed to pay my bills? How am I supposed to feed my customers? This morning, around 6 o'clock, and started to notice a few plants that just didn't look right. And I started to look around a little bit more to the farm and noticed more and more plants that had looked like they were sprayed with some sort of herbicide. It hurts. It makes me feel angry. I'm sad. I'm sad that somebody could do this, not only to me, but to so many other people that rely on this produce. Tomatoes are one of our more valuable products and most popular and sought after, so they seem to be the target. You see the zucchini and squash on those right here. We would have been harvesting this probably in a day or so. I'll probably harvest it, take it home and use it, but as far as selling it to or giving it to our customers, I don't feel comfortable.
You can just see the sadness in the man's eyes right there. What about you guys? And it's not just there. Picture this, a serene wildlife area in Colorado, Home Lake State Wildlife Area near Monte Vista, a beautiful place where fish thrive and anglers cast their lines. But recently, something disastrous happened. Colorado state wildlife officials are investigating a potential culprit behind the toxic herbicides that have poisoned the lake and its inhabitants. And guess what, guys? It might just be an errant crop duster. You heard that right, guys. Toxic agriculture herbicides have infiltrated the area, killing off the snails that fish rely on for sustenance. And as a result, the lake has been forced to close its doors to anglers. Now in Brazil, experts report a rise in pesticide use of over 300,000 tons since 2010. Their study revealed that 88% of the collected plants, included medicinal herbs and fruits, contain pesticide residues. Now, just imagine the impact of both human health and the environment. Plus, I really wouldn't be surprised if some of this produce actually makes its way onto the supermarket store shelves. I mean, am I right? It's only natural to expect that, right? And so here in the US, well, they're coating the seeds themselves with insecticide. Neonicotinoids is what they call it, the world's most widely used class of insecticides. This is being applied to almost every field corn seed planted in the United States this year. And remember the pesticide poisoning incident that affected a Delaware family during their Caribbean resort getaway? Well, as it turns out, the pesticide responsible for that ordeal, methyl bromide, is still illegally used in some US food growers. Let me know what you guys think about this. Are you okay with this much insecticide in your produce? Drop me a quick comment down below. You know we're a financial freedom channel here, but when we come across news like this, we don't miss the opportunity to share it with our YouTube fam. Why? Because taking care of our health is a part of the journey toward financial freedom, right? I mean, it's hard to make that cash flow if you can't even get up in the morning. Am I right? And so this is why we're going to be talking about supporting local farmers and buying direct later in this video. We all need to support our local small farmers more than ever. Don't miss it, guys. Definitely stay right there. Also, for the very best way to protect your home, make sure to get your free home warranty quote. There's a link in the description down below. I just checked the prices of some of the cheapest water heaters that I can find. Guess what? The cheapest water heater that I could find was $500, and that didn't even include installation, which was roughly $300 extra. Never be caught off guard again by another very expensive home repair. Get your free home warranty quote. There's a link in the description down below. This is happening all over, guys, all over. One story I heard, the family was running a chemical-free flower and vegetable farm in northern Minnesota. One night around 11 p.m., they were closing up their chicken coop. Then they heard a buzzing sound. They looked up and found that it was a drone hovering above, and it rose straight up and flew away. No damage to their fields yet anyways. Now another in Jones, Oklahoma just last week. A guy had a big, beautiful, thriving garden farm. Not sure how many acres it was, but the next morning he got up and everything was dead. Someone had sprayed chemicals of some sort and killed everything. All of his hard work was lost. And it's a shame too, especially since this young family supplied vegetables to his community. He told the news that this will break him and his family financially due to it being their income. And these chemical sprays, they can reach up to 3 miles or more. You know what I mean? Now, some of you might be thinking, well, this could be an isolated case. Okay, well, what if it's not? What if there's a larger plan at play? Now, it might sound like speculation, but let me tell you guys something. There are reasons to be concerned. Local agriculture and food supply are under attack, and what's not under attack is just laced with insecticides that you're not even sure what to eat anymore. It's something we really can't ignore, guys. There's one story where Colorado wildlife was poisoned near Monte Vista due to some errant crop dusting. Now, apparently, Colorado state wildlife officials are investigating whether an errant crop duster is to blame for the toxic agriculture herbicides poisoning Home Lake State Wildlife Area near Monte Vista in southern Colorado, ultimately killing snails that fish eat and forcing closure of the lake to anglers. The toxic swath appears to be a mile wide, according to the state officials. So that's why they had to stop fishing in Home Lake for at least 2 weeks. They warn that even though no fish die-offs have been recorded, anglers should not eat anything that they caught from the lake before the closure. Now, the state announcement was first noted in Alamosa Citizen. The investigators said, quote, that there was a crop duster working some fields in that area. Lake Home not only shares a boundary with 2 of our other state wildlife areas, but also some agriculture fields and also a solar array. With the way that winds traditionally kind of move in that area, southwest to northeast direction, certainly those agricultural fields there seem likely. It's something that we're strongly looking into right now, end quote. So in Brazil, pesticide has seen a huge jump in use, growing by over 300,000 tons since 2010, according to experts. Now they're worried about the harmful effects of these chemicals in indigenous populations living in Mato Grosso, the region with the highest pesticide concentrations in the country. Now, according to their findings, each inhabitant of the Mato Grosso is estimated to be exposed to about 65.8 liters of pesticides, some of these substances banned back in 2018. Now, the situation's worse for people who are living in the state's rural cities, where exposure is estimated to exceed 300 liters per inhabitant per year. Samples were taken from plants, trees, and water on indigenous lands for laboratory analysis. But the study discovered pesticide residues in 88% of the plants collected, including medicinal herbs and fruits. Now, one of the substances found in these samples was carbofuran, which has been banned in Brazil since 2017 and for more than 50 years in Europe and here in the United States. Now, this particular chemical can be fatal if ingested or inhaled, resulting in fetal malformations and severe damage to the neurological, respiratory, and endocrine systems. Now, it says here that many poisonings go unreported in Brazil's health information system because of unequipped health surveillance teams, the intervention of the agribusiness managers, and the low demand for treatment from poisoned individuals who fear reprisals and consequent loss of employment. Yep, that could definitely happen right here in America, guys. What do you guys think? But really, what's got me worried about crops here in the United States is the stuff that farmers are doing themselves. I mean, almost every field corn seed planted this year in the United States will be coated with neonicotinoids. Now, this is the most widely used class of insecticides in the world. So will seeds for about half of United States soybeans and nearly all cotton along other crops. And so that's at least 150 million acres of cropland in an area about the size of Texas. And you know Texas is a big state. National companies or seed suppliers apply their coatings so that farmers buy seeds that they just have to plant. Now, as a result, surveys of farmers show that about 40% are unaware that insecticides are on their seeds. Then, leftover insecticide not taken up by the plant can easily wash into nearby waterways. So now the neonicotinoids from seed coatings are polluting streams and rivers across the United States, and they're showing that neonicotinoids are poisoning and killing aquatic invertebrates that are vital food sources for fish, birds, and other wildlife. And guess what, guys? These neonicotinoids are banned in the EU. Now, speaking of stuff that should be banned, there's another one on the list, methyl bromide. This pesticide made that Delaware family sick at a Caribbean resort, but it's still being legally used today by some U.S. food growers. Now, U.S. law forbids exterminators from using methyl bromide, but the Environmental Protection Agency, the EPA, they're granting a critical use exemption to certain farmers, primarily strawberry growers, letting them inject the chemical directly into their soil. And some organic advocates are worried about the pesticide perhaps reaching grocery store fruit. They said here, quote, you have nurseries producing strawberry plants. The nurseries are the main users of the methyl bromide in the USA today. The plants in the field are all started in nurseries. The ground of the nursery, it's all fumigated, end quote. Now, the pesticide is so nasty that in 1987, the United States and 26 other nations signed a treaty that called the Montreal Protocol, vowing to phase out methyl bromide mainly because it depletes the ozone layer. Today, nearly 200 countries have signed that same agreement, but the use of the neurotoxin goes on in farming. And so now it's easy to feel a little bit overwhelmed by all this information, right? But don't worry, guys. We're here to provide some solutions and help you make informed decisions. Support local farmers, buy direct, be mindful of what you're putting in your body. And of course, be mindful of what you're putting into your kids' bodies. I mean, we're getting backed into a corner here. And it's time for us to make some conscious choices about our food and our consumer goods. We're here to help each other find better options, whether it's non-toxic products or quality beef that's raised without hormones or antibiotics. It's time to vote with our dollars and to support the things that actually align with your values. Shopping at your local market comes with some pretty great benefits. Like first, it strengthens your community and local economy. Now, on average, only 10 cents for every dollar returns to the farmer. It's a very small margin. Now, the other 90 cents goes to corporations for packaging, marketing, and transportation. Farmers who sell directly to consumers, they receive about 80 cents for every food dollar. Now, that's pretty big, especially considering how much prices have risen lately. Plus, you benefit by getting to know your neighbors and eating healthier, fresher food. I think that's a win-win personally. I go there all the time to pick up fresh fruits and vegetables. You never know what new favorite you might find in these farmers markets. It's worth a try at least, right? But let me know if you guys want to run down on this produce that's been contaminated by insecticide. Maybe even we can trace where those big grocery store chains source their produce from. Just keep dropping those questions and requests in the comment section down below, guys. I always enjoy reading through them while I'm preparing the next video for you guys. Now, speaking of, have you subscribed to the channel? What about that notification bell? Make sure you turn all that stuff on. Don't miss the next one. And hey, while you guys are down there, I would not mind if you hit that like button either. Appreciate that, guys. But that's it for now. This was today's big food update and daily news report. Insecticides and chemicals getting into our foods, local farms being poisoned, and why you should support your local farmers. Anyway, appreciate you guys watching today. I'm gonna catch you guys on the next one. Y'all be safe.